All right, right behind me is the Entrada Formation, which is this sandstone right here. And then on the other side of the road, if we swing around, you can see this like kind of pinkish, reddish color rock there. And that rock there is the Carmel Formation, and that's where we're gonna try to find some fossils in and take a look at it and see what it looks like up close.
The flowers.
All right, so I'm out here with my two daughters, Zoe and Felice. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Daddy, can
What's
you
this?
take off all the dirt so you can see the crystal?
Dirt. This is Slick and Slide.
It's pretty.
It's really pretty stuff, isn't it? It's caused by fluids running through the fault, and it leaves behind a bunch of crystals in there that precipitate out of the water.
Okay, please.
So it's like a slicky slide surface for the fault to slide along.
The dragon also killed the
It polishes the rocks too.
Here's a lot.
All right, Felice, here's our first clue, a little bit about what the Carmel kind of looks like depositional wise.
Is it by that plant?
What's this thing here? What does this look like?
A rock.
Water.
Oh yeah, it looks like a rock.
Water.
But where water, it's ripple marks. Look at all these ripple marks. So this used to be an ancient seaway.
Everywhere, so this used to be water.
Yeah, so this is an ancient seaway. There's a shoreline of the seaway. And we're going to look for seashells and other organisms that lived in this ancient sea today.
Is this so?
Look at all these ripple marks here. So you got like this mudstone here.
Oh, I can't
These ripple marks of the shoreline.
White brand.
So we can't come down here.
Can I hang on to it?
Yeah. Oh, there's a fence.
What is doing?
I think I may fall down. If I fall backwards, if I trip at all, I'm gonna fall backwards.
Oh no, don't trip.
I need help.
Have you guys found any fossils yet?
Just that one bone.
I was going to check out this layer right up here. Should we go check it out?
Yeah.
Have different faces because they like to roam around the territory as they hunt. Like, basically camping out when they're real far off.
Look at how
Features here.
the weird, this is a weird shale. Look at how like bumpy it is.
It looks like he was running.
It's like mud flat stuff.
Guys, he was running. To over there.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I wanna take a drive.
No, probably not right now. They don't like to hunt during the day. They don't like to hunt at noon. Please come down.
It's running. Maybe it's breakfast spike hunting it.
Maybe.
What makes them amazing?
Is the
The little like, I think they were called oolites or oolitic. They're like
Hey,
little
the hole
grains
over there.
of bits of shell
No, that's-
that have been tumbled in the water. So a lot of this looks like it's tidal. So we're getting a lot of,
Can I dig with you?
you know, very
That doesn't
wavy shale. I mean, it's not completely flat. It's very wavy.
Whoa.
I think that's because of the.
Daddy!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
slide.
Okay. Just be careful. It's very slick here. You okay?
I'm scared.
Okay, I'll come rescue you.
No, I will.
Can you get her?
She's my awesome little sister. Okay, so
If you want, just keep sliding down. Slide all the way down.
Here, I'm gonna save her. Coming. Okay, so Felice. Okay,
Okay, just slide to Zoe.
come on, come on. There we go, there we go.
All right, yay!
Surfing down
The rescue on camera.
There we go. There we go.
They put the stick in me.
All right, this mudstone is, you can see it's all kind of ripply and squiggly, and that's probably because this was a, it's a mudstone, a shale. It was shallow enough that the waves were impacting it and causing these ripple marks here. So you can see the ripples as we look at this stuff. So kind of a lot of waviness. So we're probably tidal flats and shallow enough that we're getting some these ripples, but I'm not seeing any fossils yet.
Climbing up rocks.
Pokey cactus.
Everyone's
We're
scared.
all gonna fall down the hill and roll into some cactus.
This is gonna be an action-packed movie, but without any fossils. We haven't found anything yet. I think,
Find something.
well, I was thinking that this
Probably
area
once I fall
was
on top of it.
a pretty cool area because all the sandstone. Find some shales in it. What's
Yeah,
that?
He got it.
I got all the action.
I was on a rock.
Got all the action on camera.
Yeah, did you see the part where I got on the rock and I was like, it landed on a rock and just it kept on going down, just surfing on the dirt.
Yeah, I got all the action. I got the rescue and everything.
Somebody's gonna roll down this hill sooner or later.
And die. Where is he?
Kind of cool sandstone. These like beach sands that are here. I haven't seen this in the Carmel further to the
Okay.
to the west
What are you doing?
so much sand.
A huge crash falling down rocks. Yay!
I can't see it.
Made it.
Has
Now where's her stuff? Oh, I see her stuff.
this.
Oh, cacti.
Come on.
Cacti.
Not having much luck finding fossils here.
Scorpion.
Oh, you got a scorpion?
Yeah.
All right, should we see the scorpion?
He's big.
A big one?
Got me though.
Where is he? Oh yeah.
I don't know. He's probably venomous. Don't lick him, Felice.
Where is he?
He's way
right
bigger
there.
than the baby one.
He's right.
He's stuck.
There he is.
He's stuck. Bye. Bye, little guy. I'm not gonna get poked by you in the butt. Where is he?
He's right there. Is he a little scorpion?
Try not to be scared of him. And it's not him. I'm just afraid that.
He's a nice little scorpion, isn't he?
So.
That scorpion was awesome.
We still looking.
Yeah, the little baby scorpion.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
when you said there's a scorpion, I got so far.
Scorpion was so cool.
Where is
All
it?
right, guys.
Dad, I was not scared of that scorpion. He just startled me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because I was actually like, I had my hand down, like right next to him.
You're amazing that you can find scorpions.
He was moving.
That's the second scorpion I've seen.
Hey, Dad, it's raining.
It looks like it's raining a little bit.
A little bit.
It's hailing on us now.
Dad, give your thing a hat.
Kind of wet out there, isn't it?
Yeah. My hair is wet.
Yeah. Made it back to the car. It's raining a lot.
I think it's him. We will once we...
Okay, your little face is in the video, I think.
I can't see. I don't see my face in there.
No, put your face this way.
This way?
That way. You're on camera. It's a fleece. All right. So, and chips. Chips. All right. So we are going to go right through
You
here.
should videotape what you're like.
Well, we're on a bouncy road, so kind of exciting being on a bouncy road. All right.
Turn around the
Look how
camera,
beautiful
Dad,
it
it'd
is.
be amazing.
It's amazing. Okay, well, I was gonna get somewhere and do some nice footage of this rainstorm. And I was gonna try to do this cliff down here and see if we can get a nice overlook of it. So up here we have a fantastic overview of the Jurassic rocks. So at the base of the hill in the background there, those purple beds, that's the Morrison Formation, which is late Jurassic. Below that, forming this ridge that's near us, is the Stump and Entrada. And at the bottom, those little red beds, you barely see them peeking out at the base of that hill in the foreground. That's the Carmel. And then the Sandstone Ridge over here, that's the Nugget or Navajo. It's also known as the Glen Canyon. And that is a early Jurassic, late Triassic sandstone. Aeolian sand dunes, ancient sand dunes that were deposited, formed this big sandstone ridge that you see. So this overlook, we see basically almost the entire Jurassic from the beginning to the end. We're missing the Jurassic Cretaceous boundary. The top of that ridge, that far ridge, that's the Cedar Mountain and Dakota or Narita formations, which are Cretaceous in age. And there's an unconformity about where that white layer comes across, and the purple and pink rocks change into white and tan. So those white and tan rocks are Cretaceous in age. So we have a lot of Jurassic here, including a fair amount of marine, desert, and those up there are freshwater, ponds, lakes, things like that, more terrestrial. So in the Jurassic of Utah. Pretty incredible sequence and a beautiful view from up here. During the time of the deposition of the Carmel Formation, to the west we had the severe orogeny, a big mountain building event that stretched across to sort of western Utah. Here in eastern Utah we had this big trough that formed, a big valley that eventually became flooded by this marine system that came in. And then if you headed to the east, what you get is some freshwater systems. You find fossil fish out there in central Colorado, and that's the Ralston Creek Formation. But out here in Utah, we have, in eastern Utah, we have the Carmel Formation, which is the first sort of big flooding of this trough, this big basin that was forming during the Jurassic period. And the Carmel Formation is about 168 million years old. Pretty old. Places it in the sort of the early middle Jurassic in age. And it was a pretty dry period of time at that time. So the landscape was pretty much a lot of deserts. In fact, what's sitting behind me right here is the Nugget Formation, which is also Jurassic, early Jurassic, late Triassic or so. It's Aeolian dune, sand dune deposits, like the middle of the Sahara today. So this is what it looked like in the Jurassic, but then you had this big, huge marine ocean system that came in flooding down from Canada, and it flooded across eastern Utah. Now this lake, or this ocean that existed here was a pretty big ocean, and it kind of resembled what the Red Sea looks like today. That is that you had on either side sort of desert-like environments. It was very hot, and the marine system would evaporate and form these big, thick sequences of evaporites, as well as these tidal flats that we were seeing. And so it was this marine system. It's deeper to the north, and if you head into Wyoming and into Idaho, you get much more deeper marine systems than you have here in Utah during this period of time. So what did you guys find?
A whole bunch of tracks.
Bunch of tracks here. Look at how huge that track is.
It's a mountain lion track.
It's a mountain lion track. I was gonna see if you could see claws in it. That's how you tell mountain lion from like a dog. But
Yeah,
I can see claws.
do you see claws?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's a dog, because they don't retract their claws. But that's a big dog. If that is a dog, that's like,
Could it be a wolf?
I don't know, man. Could be. Man, I don't think it's a bear.
It looks like it was.
Could be a wolf.
They're huge.
It looks like it was going over here.
No, it was going that way.
It's going the way we're going. Look at that. It's a big track.
Can we follow it?
Let's follow it. All right, I think I see some more outcrops up here that we're going to take a look at of the Carmel Formation. So, take a look at it.
Okay, but you can't eat anything.
We're looking for the Carmel, and all we keep finding is
Tracks.
no, the Entrada. Ugh,
We keep on finding.
Entrada.
We keep on.
That means we have to go below this layer. This is
We
the
keep
sandstone
on-
layer on top of the Carmel.
We keep on finding dolphins and.
We're finding lots of dead things, but nothing fossilized yet.
Yeah, and we find tracks.
And we found some tracks, but we didn't even find any outcrops of the Carmel. We are trapped in the Entrada sandstone. Entrada! Entrada. All right. So we found something kind of cool in the Carmel here. Found an outcrop of the Carmel. What do you guys think this stuff is?
Diamonds!
Diamonds?
A dragon egg.
Dragon egg? Pick it up, show everybody. What do you guys think it is?
I think it's a diamond!
Is it a diamond?
Yes!
Here,
Yes!
let's look at it.
Diamond! Diamond!
It's like white.
Is it slick and slide?
It's not slick and slide. This stuff's
Is it quartz?
quartz!
not quartz.
Nope, because it's not shiny.
No, so this is an ancient ocean. But what have we seen so far?
Is it salt?
It's basically salt. It's like a
Can I
evaporitic
eat it?
deposit.
Just kidding.
It's the alabaster that makes it famous. So you found the alabaster.
Seriously, could I eat it?
It doesn't taste very good. You could put it in your mouth. Rocks aren't poisonous unless they're like
Does not taste like salt.
It doesn't taste like salt, yeah. Yeah, this used to be an ocean. During the time of the dinosaurs, this was an ocean out here. And occasionally the ocean would evaporate. It would dry up, and it would leave behind all these salts. And that's what we're seeing in this stuff.
Yeah, then they all die because they have no water.
Yeah, so all the marine organisms would have to leave, right? Because the ocean was drying out. It was getting too salty. And in fact, the animals that live in this ocean, because of this, because of these salts that you see, they had to have really high tolerance to live in a very salty seaway. So it was pretty salty. They lived for millions of years even after this.
Yeah, they did.
All right, so we can just climb down here. So this is really cool. So you can see that there's like this layer back here. So you have this layer right here of these evaporitic minerals, things like gypsum and alabaster and stuff. So this is at the top of the Carmel. So this is about the time when that big giant Jurassic ocean that was coming in here, the sea, was evaporating away, and it was leaving behind these evaporitic minerals. So when we look down in here, we see some of these red beds and stuff, and we'll see if we can, that stuff is actually some of the marine system coming in. So we're gonna take a look and see if we can find some fossils down there. Let's see if we do. Let's see if we do. Look at all that evaporitic minerals. Are you excited, Zoe? You gotta jump up and down. Oh, you okay? Okay, jump up and down and say evaporite minerals, evaporitic minerals.
Daddy!
Evaporitic minerals.
Felice found something.
Felice, you gotta say evaporitic minerals. Jump up and down. Evaporitic minerals.
Dad, look cool.
Isn't that cool? It looks unreal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just like crazy. It's like a big giant block of salt that someone just like left here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, pretty cool.
Let's go, Dad.
All right, we're seeing something really cool.
Bunny!
Bunny! There's a bunny over there. But up there, we can see this cliff is formed out of evaporitic minerals. So this is that top layer of the Carmel. Just full of salt. It's pretty cool. So I'm sort of geeking out on these wonderful exposures of Carmel that we've found. So up at the top up here, we can see the top of the formation where we get these evaporitic deposits that are coming across. That was when this entire seaway basically evaporated and left behind all the salts that are up there. And then underneath this layer, we got the red beds, banded red beds here, and then kind of a white rock. This is mudstone, but it's limey mudstone. So this is what you'd find in this big seaway when it was coming up. So this is probably the maximum extent of it. And then behind me goes into red beds. And then on top of that, we have, or below that, we have the Nugget Navajo Glen Canyon sort of formation, which is Aeolian deposits. So Aeolian deposits there, Aeolian deposits up on top of this thing. So this whole unit, the Carmel, is bounded by these two sandstone deposits that were Aeolian sand dune deposits that were deposited during the Jurassic here. And so what I'm looking at is actually to look for fossils is in some of these white layers when we had the maximum amount of flooding that was happening, the maximum rise of the sea level here. So hopefully we'll find some stuff. Let's see if we do. Oh, there's my face. That's my face, and it's zoomed in way too close. Well, there we go. That's much better. Well, I got some important news to report. We found fossils. We found fossils, and we found marine fossils, what we were expecting to find. So come down here and I'll show you what we found. Yes, it's beautiful. We got some beautiful seashells. So let's take a look and see what they look like. So there they are. You can see there's a bunch of them. It's they're beautiful. Here's another block that I found. And you can see they're really nice. Really nice fossils here. And yeah, I'll throw my rock camera down for a scale here. So you can see our new fossils we found. So these are marine rocks. So, and one of the lines of evidence for that is that we're finding these little clams. Finding some fossils here. Let me turn this around. There we are. We're finding some fossils. So we're finding some cool shells here, which is really nice. So yay, fossils! Finding fossils here. Really cool. So pretty neat. You can see this nice shell here. Are you guys finding some more?
Boys found a jaw.
Is it human? I'll go see if it's human. It might be human. They're fossils, not weird pipes.
This is really heavy.
It looks like there was a fire. Somebody set a fire here. Look at all the charcoal.
Dad, does this match? You found the pieces?
No, I'm finding that pieces of that layer. I'm trying to figure out where it's kind of coming out of. Here's more of that layer. More pieces of it. More like lots of shell coming out. I think it's coming out of this layer right here.
Okay, I want to dig.
All right. See where that rock is? The base, like right there where it's like muddy.
Where?
Start digging into that.
This?
Yeah, like right on top of the sandstone here. So
Right here?
right there, right in there, below your foot, right at the base, below that, right at the very bottom.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Why? I keep on saying it, and they.
All right, so we're finding some shells. So very exciting, and we'll get these back and we'll see if we can identify what type of shells they are. But where they're coming out of is this layer that's right back here, right along here, and you can see that there's a sandstone that's just below it. And what's really interesting is if you look at the sandstone, like look back here and you can see the sandstone that we're standing on. You see ripple marks and stuff. So this was, pretty shallow water to form those ripple marks from wave action. But then you go into this mudstone, this thick sort of limestone mudstone, and at the base of it we're finding probably stuff that was just offshore when the oceans were rising at this period of time. And we're starting to find some nice seashells that would have been in the burrowing down in those muds a little further offshore. So we're seeing a deepening of the water in this marine system in this section here. So I think it was a success.
No, it was a disaster.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
Felice, what do you call it?
Possessed.
It was possessed. It was possessed. Today it was possessed. But we found some really nice shells. So so guys, this is an ancient ocean here.
Yeah.
During the Jurassic period, 168 million years ago.
Is that why it's blue?
I don't know. It's probably blue from other reasons. So
That's not sound.
it was a successful day hunting for fossils and geology in the Carmel Formation, Jurassic Age, 168 million years ago. We got some nice shells to prove that this used to be ancient ocean during the Jurassic period. We'll get back and we'll identify them, see what kind of fossils these are. So the Carmel, it was not super excited when we first started on the Carmel, whether it's going to be an exciting layer of rocks to talk about, but I don't know. This is pretty exciting. I mean, we found some really cool shells and some really amazing geology in terms of looking at what happens when you have this like desert and all of a sudden the sea, floods it. And there's some interesting animals that can actually grow in these very evaporitic, very salty seaway that existed here in Utah 168 million years ago, during the age of the dinosaurs, during the Jurassic Age. So pretty exciting. That's the Carmel Formation for you.